Hey Libra, it's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Virgo season 2023. Welcome to the end of summer and the beginning of autumn. You're next, darling, you're next. Be sure to check out the Virgo season astrology video. That has all the intricate dates of what you need to see and when and why you're feeling that day on this day and blah, blah, blah. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. So don't hesitate to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Also, if it's like issues with love and stuff, then you check out your Venus. But for free shit, check my Insta sham at JustJ_everything, TikTok at JustJEverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. What happens if I turn, ooh, but that isn't the light that's bothering me. But I like that. Playing with the lighting, Libra. Playing with your perspective. Playing with the way that you're perceived. Playing with what you show, with what you allow yourself to be seen, how much you're feeling seen, how much you allow, and who you allow to see you. Very Venus retrograde. Your ruling planet, Venus, is in retrograde in Leo until September 3rd. Well, depending on where you live. September 4th, maybe. Excuse me. I've got something in my eye. But Libra, it feels quiet. I feel like Virgo season, it's like very much so up to you. What do you want to do with this energy? What do you want to allow yourself to, stay in the mindset that you've been in? Or are you going to allow for the deep analysis and allow for the profound self-edit so that in Libra season, we ride, we beautify, we, shine bright like a diamond. There is this, there's like a shift in access is how it feels. A shift in who has access to you, how much access you have to the divine, how much access you have to the people around you. Yeah, Venus goes direct on September 3rd or 4th, depending on where you're at. But she's still in post-retrograde shadow, for a couple weeks. And so I do feel like things start to shift really around your birthday season, like we getting into Libra season. So that's what it is. Hydrate, light it if you got it. As I create a safe space for my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Virgo season 2023. And I'm just gonna hop into it. It's interesting because something feels amiss, something, I don't know, I feel like there is something about reconnecting with your senses. Are your senses off? Is that what's going on with your internal security system? Do people have access to you? Or are you on lockdown because you gave the wrong people some access to you? Or are you on lockdown because you're feeling really, sensitive? Or are you recovering from said lockdown? It's interesting when I'm in your energy, it just feels like a flat line. Like it feels kind of like just sterile. Feels Aquarian, so maybe there's someone with Aquarius energy that's really impacting you. But let's see. For Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For for Virgo season 2023. 8 of Wands. So it's interesting that I'm saying like a flat line, but maybe this is like the calm before the storm that I'm feeling. Because the 8 of Wands is like an influx of energy. There's a new cycle. There's also maybe opposition. There may be someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements coming in, new love coming in, new connection, new relationships. There may just be a new cycle presenting itself. So first thing out to be clarified on the Selenite throne, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, is how are you managing your time? Eight of Wands is one of the only cards that just solely speaks to time. So I feel like things are picking up, and your relationship to time management is really needs to be evaluated, or is being reevaluated, or is being worked on, or improved upon possibly. There may be somebody with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that's like rushing in to see you, or you also may be experiencing like anxiety or feeling a lot of pressure to perform, pressure to create, pressure to speed up or go faster or move at a different pace possibly. Who is applying that pressure? Are you applying that pressure? Is your ego applying that pressure? Is there a company? Is there a boss? Is there a deadline actually applying that pressure? Either way, it just feels like your relationship to time is shifting. How you spend your time, how you observe your time, all of that is shifting because there is definitely an influx. Maybe someone with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements is coming in. There could be a love offer coming in, things getting romantic or lovey-dovey with someone that's done well. I also feel like with the King of Pentacles coming out, there's something here about like slow and steady wins the race, and this is how winning the race looks like. There's something about comfortability. There is some sort of newfound, maybe some of you are getting more masterful in a job. There's more money, there's more recognition coming in. There may be someone really stable, someone that's done very well for themselves, someone that feels very grounded, someone that's been consistent in your life, that I feel like is coming in to help, to offer, to I just heard seduce. So some of you, there may be somebody that's really done well for themselves, someone that's established, someone that's generous, someone I feel like that's very comfortable in their skin, comfortable in who they are, comfortable in their sexuality, comfortable in what they bring to the table, comfortable in what they offer. Someone I feel like is coming in hot, coming in quickly, and I feel like there's someone, they are older or mature. They may not be actually older than you, but they could be just like more mature than you in some sort of way. I feel like your relationship to groundedness is really shifting. If they're, let's say phone's dry as fuck, there's no one else. If there isn't a work offer or work opportunity that's coming in, maybe some of you are traveling for work. I do feel like there is an opportunity to just get more masterful with your body, getting more masterful with your mind, getting more masterful with your money. There's someone maybe mentoring you or showing you the way. I feel like you're really establishing yourself in some sort of way, or like feeling established, feeling comfortable. This Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn may be coming in to teach you or mentor you. You may be becoming a teacher or a mentor. I feel like your relationship, it's Virgo season. Virgo is Earth. And there is definitely some sort of brand new relationship to comfortability, to your willpower. Center of the reading is Strength reversed. And this is like, yo, what are you afraid of? What's going on with your energy levels? What's going on with maybe this Leo? There could be something going on with your father. The Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I feel like, oh, okay, some of you, I feel like you're not having to work as hard. Maybe you have more time on your hands, and it's like, what do I do with my hands? What do I do with all this time? What do I, like, I don't know what to do. Some of you with Strength reversed, it's just like, there could be something about taming the inner beast. There may be somebody that's coming in unexpectedly This may be somebody from the past, and then your ego may get triggered, and you may be really tempted to lash out, tempted to be catty, tempted to go into beast mode, tempted to get aggressive. Some of you may be you may be tempted to lose control, or someone, I say you, but there may be someone around you. This could be a Leo figure, or Leo, or a father figure. This could be also a maternal figure too. There's just something here about like a shift in control, or a loss of control, or maybe your energy is feeling drained. Also, I feel like there's a lot of profound lessons from this Venus retrograde in Leo and the shadow period that you have to learn, and it has so much to do about control. You know, I say it all the time, all you can control is what you voluntarily put into your body, whether you react or respond, and what you do about your intentions. Everything else is out of our jurisdiction. And I feel like you've been doing the things that you intend to do. You've been really trying. You've been really trying to be consistent. Something may come in and kind of throw you off. There could be, I just feel like that retrograde in Leo could, okay. Some of you, like, there's just a lot of options, or you're getting a lot of attention, or there's way more duties or responsibility possibly coming your way, and you're having to really be done with an old way of thinking, done with an old mindset. I do feel like with Strength Reverse, I'm excited to clarify this in the Patreon plunge, but with Strength Reverse, damn, the Knight of Wands reverse just kind of popped off. I wasn't shuffling, but it just kind of fell out when I was putting the deck down. Slow your roll. That's the thing with the retrograde. We've got to slow down. Jupiter's retrograding in Taurus. Uranus is retrograding in Taurus. Things with money. And I feel like some of you may be preparing for the worst when these retrogrades are bringing in the medicine. These retrogrades are bringing in the aha moments. They're bringing in the clarity. Let me just get the final card, final message. Because 7 of Cups after Strength, I feel like some of you are being like forced to dream. Forced to go deeper within yourself. You're really needing to look at the ways that you sublimate, or you are an escapist, or the ways that you maybe keep yourself confused. There could also be some stuff going on with like drinking, or your father was drinking, or like there could be some kind of scandal also that's coming out, or something that's around that, around the paternal or the father's bloodline. You may be like seeing someone you really care about like fall from grace, or not being like physically strong, or not. You may see someone at their weakest, or you may feel at your weakest in some sort of way. And I feel like whenever you're at your weakest, there is this kind of aha moments, or aha moment that comes in and really like shows you to yourself. There is this realization about your shadow. There's an encounter with your shadow. There is something here about, also there's so much that you want to do and you don't know where to start. And I feel like you get put in a position to slow down enough to look and really start and figure out what it is, what can you do that you can be fucking consistent about and make moves and make something happen. 7 of Cups, it's like drinking too much, smoking too much, numbing out, but it also can be, you know, visualization and daydreaming, and you really like spending a lot of time in the theater of your mind, really diving deeper into understanding like what's the next thing that you want to do, what's the next project or the next mission or purpose that you want to, you know, accomplish or something of that nature. Final card, final message, please, for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Virgo season 2023. I feel like there is a lot of confusion, but you come out on top, baby. Queen of Wands, final card, and then the 3 of Pentacles reversed at the bottom of the deck. We're going to save that for the plunge. The Three of Pentacles reversed says, I do feel like there is like a crumbling of an old foundation. The old foundation was unstable. You built something atop. You built something that means a lot to you atop a foundation that is not structurally sound in some sort of way. And I just feel like the restructuring is happening. Some of you are having really, like you're going to a new therapist, or you find a new outlet. There could be something also with like tea spilling about certain professionals or people that are professionals in your life. I'm gonna just show you Three of Pentacles reversed, the Tower, Temperance reversed, Six of Swords, and then the Nine of Swords. And this doesn't feel like y'all. I feel like there is something here about getting out of, like you're gonna understand why you've been feeling isolated. All the cards that are out all have one figure, except for the Strength card, which is this lady and her cat. So there could be something about like a truth coming, a message coming by way of animals, by way of your cat, by way of your maybe an animal that you used to have. There could be a profound dream that you have. I also feel like there's something here about like something falling from grace. So for instance, like for me, like my old vocal department lead, turns out he was like trying to holler at these young ass girls and was like trying to like group, like feel up on girls and shit. Like there could just be stuff, people from the past, people that you respected or people that you didn't like, that could be something, because I hated that motherfucker. And that was like one of the only people in my life that I've actually like, you can actually say there was a point in time where I hated him. And took a long time, but I got to be privy to the consequences of his actions. And I feel like that's happening for some of you. You've waited a long time for like the consequences of actions to come out. And I know that justice isn't out here, but there is something about like recovering from a change. Something like suddenly changes, something suddenly changing, and like taking the time to recover from that change. That's a whole nother reading. I'm putting those back. But with the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups and the King of Pentacles, there is this like influx of, I feel like, stability that's coming in. That stability either comes by way of your work, your job, or a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or someone that's done well for themselves, someone that's older, wiser, and is able to, they don't have to necessarily be older, but I do feel like there is something about wiser or wisdom or more experienced, or they've been more maybe like monetarily successful than you have. Or I feel like you guys are leveling up financially. That very much so could be a thing. You could be turning into I just thought of Cher. I am, Mom, I am a rich white man. Like there is something about like, I'm going to be the rich man that everybody wants me to hook up with. I'm going to become that. There is a King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So there is a pair here, and I like that they're both looking in the future. So I feel like if you're in a relationship, it's time to make sure that you're being future focused. It's time to make sure that you're paying attention. Has that pen been in my hair for a whole day? I just said, didn't I say something about making sure you're paying attention? If you are single, I feel like there's someone coming into your life, or people or friends or work opportunities coming into your life where you guys are on the same page. You have the same goals. Our trajectory is the same. If you are entering a relationship, sorry about that. Like I was saying, if you're newly in a relationship, it's really important for you to establish at this point, do we have the same end game in mind? If you want to live in the tropics and this motherfucker wants to live in Alaska, how can we bridge the gap? How can we compromise? Or who's going to be the one to give up what they actually want. You know, there could be just some sort of like, are we even on the same page? Are we even going forward? Are we going in the same direction? That kind of thing. And that could be something that you're asking or needing to ask professionally too, or needing to ask, make sure, like checking in with your employer, making sure that your goals are the same. Because Strength Reverse does feel like something like taking an ego hit, or maybe there's something about like, are you being superficial? Are you operating out of your ego? I feel like be real careful about bragging about your success, or bragging, or be careful about who you like go around telling everybody about, you know, all these, you know who to talk to and you know who not to. And I feel like if they're not a tried and true confidant, you don't need to be going around telling everybody all of your ideas. Telling everybody all the blessings that are happening to you, because I just do feel like there is something going on with like jealousy in the air, possibly. And Strength Reverse could mean like there's something about like, shut the fuck up. I love you, but that could be a thing. Say less, observe more. There could be something about like, is someone trying to silence you? Is someone trying to quiet you? Is someone trying to keep you from speaking the truth? Or do you need to be quiet enough so that you can listen and hear? It's like if you're always talking, then you're not listening or paying attention to the signs and signals that other people are giving that reveal their character without them having to say anything. You know, and so there is something about, make sure that you're not just because if anybody can do it, it's you and Geminis. Aquarians have finally fucking learned. They just shut the fuck up. And that's like, they took it to the other extreme. It's like to a detriment where you gotta like coax shit out of them. But I feel like some of you got like your ego hurt or bruised in some sort of way. And I do feel like there is a recovery to like emotional control. I feel like in Virgo season, emotional control is really important. Impulse control. How you behave when you feel weak. How you behave when you feel strong and supported. All of that stuff is really, really important. And I just feel like something, there could just be a shift in vitality, a shift in your heart, a heart-centered decision. Heart-centered decisions need to be made with strength at the center of the reading. I feel like your heart needs to be in the forefront of your life, and that's what this Venus retrograde in Leo should be teaching you. You are a spirit having a human experience, and that spirit needs to be in the driver's seat so that you can and understand that when the spirit is in the driver's seat, it's really clear which cup to pick. You know, when I knock out this, then I'll be able to handle this. And when I handle this, I'll be able to do this and this. And whenever I do those two, then I can knock, you know what I mean? Like you'll be able to, whenever you're divinely aligned and whenever you pay attention and when you tap into your senses and your ecosystem, when you're tapped in, things aren't super confusing. And I feel like something is happening where Venus goes direct and all of a sudden you've got all these options, and some of the options are coming in by way of people, and some of those people you're going to have to say no to. Some of those options there's like saying no to people that look good on the outside, but you know something is a no in the inside. And you've got to learn that lesson of honoring that and not being a people pleaser and just saying what you mean and meaning what you say. And I do feel like something's coming in, this Venus direct in Leo is going to bring all, you know, I feel like your milkshake is bringing everybody to the fucking yard. And things get confusing. And you may even get confused. But all you've got to do is take the time when the opportunity comes to slow down and really figure out what it is that your heart desires. What do you want? It's like, what do you want to eat? You know, how hard that decision is. Like, It's time to get really in tune with your heart so that you can make right decisions quickly. And whenever you get really in tune with your heart, you start to feel really attractive. You start to draw in a lot of attention. All of a sudden, there's this uptick and uprise in your physical, spiritual, sexual energy. You're wielding your sexual energy wisely. There may be somebody with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that's coming in and really inspiring you or is stoking up this sexual energy. I feel like this Queen of Wands is you. I feel like you're in this position where you're really starting to feel confident and bet on yourself. You're starting to remember, oh, actually, I'm Venus. I'm that person. You know what I mean? I've always had it and always will. And if this isn't you, there may be somebody with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements coming in that you are confused about. And let me tell you what, if an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius likes you, you will not be confused about it. So if you are confused, then it's either a no or they're just not that super into you quite yet. But the fire signs and earth signs, when they're into you, it's very fucking obvious. If a Capricorn wants you, you become like his job. If you know, not him, I don't want to say, like if a Capricorn wants you, you become their, like, you know, something that they put work, time, energy into. Same thing with Taurus and Virgos. So I feel like if you're having some sort of internal debate about, does this person like me? Are they into me? I feel like it should be very obvious, and it will be very obvious. I feel like if you're questioning it, it's a no, leave it alone. Let people come to you as you should, Venus, as you should. Venus attracts. You've got to learn how to wield that wand, that magic, or wield that mechanism of attraction. It's a gift. And I feel like you can't learn how to wield it, though, until you figure out what it is that you want to attract in. Sniffing some Mexican oregano. It's so fuzzy. It's my favorite. I love it. I have it everywhere, all over my house. But one thing I will say, Libra, there are no swords out. There's a lot of fire. 1, 2, 3 fire cards, 1 earth, 1 water. 2 earth, technically, if you count the bottom of the deck. So I feel like in Virgo season, interestingly enough, your analyzation skills, your intellectual faculties, you being emotionally intelligent, you being in, like, you merging your intuition with your actual intelligence, and you'll be good to go. There is, like, healing that's needed in regards to how you exert your physical, spiritual, and sexual energy. It's time to get out in the world. It's time to, like, regain, like, re-enter the land of the living. I feel like if you've been playing stupid games, you're going to win some stupid fucking prizes, though. You know? And that could be people that you're surrounding yourself with. If you have some feeling to stop hanging out with certain people, you should fucking do it. You should pay attention to yourself. You should listen. Because I do feel like someone's ego is going to get them in, someone's ego is going to have their ass writing a check that they can't cash. This feels like a lot of, like, up in the air, or like, also something feels kind of numb about this. And I'm like, where are you numb? Are you on autopilot? Are you finally waking up from autopilot? Is someone waking you up from autopilot? One major arcana, and that's at the center of the reading. And so I feel like the divine really only really interacts in this, or intervenes in, like, in the center of Virgo season. And it has to do with, like, are you being heartfelt? Are you being authentic? Are you wearing that fucking Libra mask again? Are you, like, showing up as, like, how you think people want you to show up? Are you being your whole self? Are you allowing yourself to be challenged? Are you allowing yourself to expand and grow? Queen of Wands here lets me know that there is a vision. There is some sort of like, I feel like you get a vision, you get like this awareness of like the next step of like what to do with your energy, where to like harness your energy into. But there's a bit of confusion beforehand. And that confusion is just like, hey, I wouldn't have all these options if I narrowed down what my desires are. Once I look at my desires and I really examine my heart, I'm going to start to, my standards are going to change, and some of these things that used to be options just straight up won't be options anymore because they don't qualify. So who is being disqualified? Who are you disqualifying? Who needs to be disqualified? How have you disqualified yourself? I feel like in in Virgo season, there is something here like you, and if you're partnered, there could be a bit of ego or distance or confusion that's in between the two of you. There also could be like issues with someone's father, or issues with a lack of sexuality or lack of drive, possibly. Those issues are coming up to be dealt with. And with Strength Reverse at the center of the reading, it's like, yo, you need to get real acquainted with what you're afraid of, so that you don't just get all triggered all willy-nilly, and so that you can start operating from at a different level of authenticity, and therefore the divine is going to respond to you at a different level. When you get to that point where you realize the ickiness and that people-pleasing shit, whenever you really start to understand how, like, the divinity of putting yourself first, because there is no separation, because I am you and you are me and we are all the fucking same, it gets a lot easier to figure out like where you want to harness this shit, where you want to, chug this train to, where you want to go with wherever it is that you're cultivating. 2 cards with cats out. Some of you may be finding a cat, getting a cat. There could be something shifting with someone's cat, getting messages about cats or through animals, house pets. There may be a stray that comes in that you fall in love with. But I feel like it's time to smell the roses again. Time to stop and smell the roses. Allow yourself to slow down so you can really tune in with like what has a hold on you. What's going on with your relationship to your willpower and your ability to activate it and like put it into something. And I feel like some of you, huge accomplishments coming in, and you're finally getting to rest, relax, and then you're finally getting to start something new that you've been wanting to do. And that happens in Virgo season. Others, I feel like there is this like awareness of your capabilities, awareness of like you can do fucking anything. And it's time that you realize just how much power you have. Let's get into it. I'll see you over on Patreon, patreon.com/JustJEverything. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.